The shelf. But do you know about Mensch on a bench?
You might remember the wildly popular Hanukkah sensation from ABC's Shark Tank. Well, now the Mensch on a bench has some company, and creator Neal Hoffman joins us now. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start by having you explain Mensch on a bench for those of us who aren't familiar with it.
So there's a very popular tradition called Elf on a Shelf,
yes.
and Jewish families were kind of left out. We didn't have something to celebrate with, so my son asked for an elf on a shelf, and I said, you could have a Mensch on a bench. And I made that joke, and here we are 4 years later. Over 100,000 Mensches are out there teaching kids to be good people and to bring the Hanukkah traditions into people's homes.
I was watching your Shark Tank. It was such a great episode. I'm so happy for your company. Now you have new arrivals, so tell us about these.
So this is the year of the female Mensch. So the number one question I kept getting was, can women be Mensches too? So the answer was absolutely. So first we have Hannah, the Hanukkah hero. She saves the day with her strength, her kindness, and her courage. So she never uses her looks. To me, that's very important.
Sure is.
And then everybody in this Jewish community has the Jewish grandmother looking over them, the Bubbe, if you will. So I wanted to bring out a little bit of my own family, and here is Ask Bubbe. Jewish grandma meets magic 8 ball. So you ask her a question like, Bubbe, is it going to be cold tonight?
It wasn't like that when we were kids.
And she will answer your
accent.
question. So that is my aunt's voice. Her signature phrase is, it wasn't like that when we were kids.
Wow. And it's actually your aunt.
And it actually is my aunt. These are selling like hotcakes. They're going to be sold out in Target, Bed Bath, and Michael's. This is the #1 selling Hanukkah item this year. Even Mensch.
So then where can our viewers get them?
You can still get them at the menchonabench.com, but not for much longer. And this year is actually Christmaka, where Christmas and Hanukkah are both falling on the same timing. So it's a time where we can all celebrate together. It's going to be lots of fun.
Okay, so this is what you get when you order. You don't get that one.
No, we do sell these, and they're $199, and people love them.
Does that also talk back?
No, thankfully. That would be, it would start to get scary at that point.
Can you imagine? Well, now what are you talking about with the future? Because you're sort of this blow-up success company. You're always trying, they always said on Shark Tank, don't keep, expanding, but you are clearly successful.
I've tried to listen to them about what is the right way to expand with partnerships, and then what do we do with ourselves. So this year we have a partnership with El Al Airlines, which is the airline for Israel. Elf Yourself, we have the app this year where you can turn yourself into a Mensch and dance around. And then we have menorahs and dreidels. So we're trying to become the intellectual property associated with Hanukkah.
And do you talk to the sharks? I'm so curious. Do you talk to the sharks?
Do you still work with them?
I do. I do. Robert has a whole team. Robert is very busy. Laurie loves getting into the details of the product. So I'll be on the phone till 1 in the morning with Laurie, and she's giving advice on all the way down to what Bubbe should say. She is a great partner.
And you were saying that 2 years out, you're doing better than ever, at a point where some other Shark Tank success stories sort of take a dive.
A lot of people get that big bump from Shark Tank, and then it kind of fades. We got that bump, and we used it as a launching platform. We got Mensches into a lot of houses that year, and now over 100,000 families have Mensches, and by the time we get to next year, 150,000, and we want whole Mensch families with Bubbe and Hannah making a positive impact with the whole Jewish community.
That's right, and hopefully some Elf on the Shelf too. I mean, there's a lot of mixed families.
There's some great we get of the kind of hijinks that the Mensch and the Elf get into together.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Neal. Well, you can find out more about the Mensch on a Bench and Hannah and Bubbe and all that on menchonabench.com. Thanks, Neal, for joining us. All right, Dallas Rain. It is going to be quite cold for Santa if Santa is going to be making